guys, today it's January 1st, 2020.
Yes.
And I'm going to Audu Kadiri's family's house.
Okay.
I really need to go celebrate this young man. He's been a very special guy to me. Like, he's been very supportive. He's a wonderful brother, a lovely friend,
Wow.
a senior comrade. And I really think that it's good for me to give him this surprise gift.
Wow. That's a very nice way to start the new year, and I'm really glad you're doing this. And it's a very remarkable year already. 2020 must have been quite disturbing for a lot of people. This is a very amazing way to start the new year. Does he know you're coming?
No, it wasn't. So
He's not aware. She's just gonna like come in on a surprise visit right now. Okay, let's see how this goes. Go ahead. All right. Da-da-da. Okay, come through. Release Navidad. Oh, I don't know whether it's Merry Christmas now or Happy New Year. Whatever. Whichever one comes first. Ding dong. Keep quiet. Just shut up. Shut up.
hey,
Oh my God.
compliment.
Whoa.
Happy New Year.
Big brother, big bro. Well, this is meant to be a surprise.
So, we're actually coming from a shopping.
Yeah.
And today, I think that I want to use this medium today to celebrate you. Wow. You have been a wonderful person,
Yeah.
a lovely brother, a senior comrade, and your technical guidance to myself as an individual is unprecedented.
To the both of us.
Yes, and I think that, let me even remove. Yes,
Oh my
I need to
God.
take it off. So, guys, I want you to join me in celebrating Audu Kadiri. This is the best brother I've ever had. I mean, he's been very supportive. Since my arrival to the United States, he accommodated me. He gave me shelter. He gave me food.
Give you food, give you everything.
And he actually
Shower, toilet
he
paper,
gave me
soap.
moral support, which was the best I needed. At the time I came in, it was my moral and my mental
Backbone.
antidepressant. So
Look at it right here.
Audu is a super special person. And today, guys, I want you to join me in celebrating him.
Celebrate this man with us, yo.
You are the best, and you've always been the best. I know you've helped a lot of people. You've supported a lot of people, even here in New York City. Your name is everywhere. Everybody talk about Audu, they talk about you. When guys come into this country, they're like, oh man, you need to go see the Audu. But for me, I'm a special, I have a special privilege because when I came in, you were able to like focus, take my laptop, do whatever you need to do, start working on, and I think the time to come to celebrate you more is not even now.
Exactly.
That time is still coming.
Exactly.
Because I just put in my filing for my green card, and you have been the Superman.
Yay! Congratulations!
Oh my
God! Like,
so, guys, this Happy New Year. For me, I think if I give more than this gift to the Audu,
yeah, we
I
got
think it's
two
worth more than
bags
that.
there.
So,
one
guys,
hand. Yeah,
I am
it's quite
proud
small.
to say I am part of this family, and if you look at our faces, you see that in the heights, you know. Oh my God! So, what do you have to say about the Audu before we ask him to talk about someone?
Anyway, for me, I'm just so grateful that
Yes.
I had the opportunity to meet Mr. Kadiri Audu. For me, it's like hard work meets opportunity. I met him on a very simple, on a plain field. Like,
Yes.
one day we were just going to work, in a taxi. I guess we paid 50 naira for that taxi. We were going to like Prince and Princess, and it was like,
that was in Abuja, right?
Yes.
I've listened to you talk. I see how you converse. I want to work with you. That was the beginning of it, and the rest is history. From there, I've been inspired, I've been trained, I've been empowered. I've personally been discouraged and held up by this man. He always tell me, Darwin, man, worry, I'm happy to Pani. My my history. Back in the days of the Indomies, which I don't want to like go in depth into the history.
Oh my God. Okay,
when I used to sell Indomie to survive.
Oh my God.
He helped me, he held my hands, like gave me courage. He told me, Darwin, I've looked at your case, I see what you're going through, and I think it's really time you need to move on. That's why my struggle. But then I will fight back. I put, I'm not worried. In Nigeria, I do my family. Was like, But whenever Mr. Audu tells me, I know what it means. But I'm so grateful for being here. For having someone I can call a brother. It's been very like inspiring. Mentally, it's really supportive. Some of us, we wouldn't be here without him. And even if we do more than this, it's gonna like, it won't even be enough. But we are grateful to have someone like you around us. And thank you very much for all your continued support. And the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come.
Oh my God!
I'm really, in fact, I'm short of words.
Oh
yes. Thank you very much. This is what I least expect in the new year, and you know, this is a good sign that the new year will be good for everybody. You know,
sure.
It's not every time you see people talk about what you do like this, or you know, have the opportunity to appreciate you. But for this gesture, I'm very grateful. And to think that I have done something remarkable, I don't see it as something. It's like, you know, meeting people.
It's like everyday eating for you.
Yeah,
it's
meeting
like
people,
waking up and eating rice.
Talking with people. When I meet anybody, I want to see what you can offer. I want to see, you know, and everybody has that. I just have this gift of, you know, talking to people to understand where that lies.
Potential lies.
You know, where those potential lies. So, and you are here today, and the fact is, you cannot help anybody without their consent.
Yeah.
You are here today because you have the drive. You are here today because
in the United States of A, US of A.
You are here today because you were persistent. You know, you were tenacious in pursuing your goals.
Wow.
You know, so
wait, I know people from Edo used to speak English.
We do.
What's the name of that man that used to speak?
We do.
Sacramental Buddha.
Honorable.
The Honorable Trading Broha.
Oh my God.
What's the one?
Bragadu is killing it. Even his name is funny. It's a very funny name. Yeah.
I forgot the name of that person actually. It's a senator.
He used to be
He's an House of Rep member.
Representing one somewhere in Benin. I forgot. So I want to really appreciate you too, Victor. You know, we've come a very long way. You're one of those people who actually also inspire me in the work in the HIV work. You know, and that's where we got started. And I'm happy today that, you know, what we have done when it comes to HIV prevention in Nigeria, we at least the works are there for people to see, and it speaks for themselves. And I'm really happy that I was able to work along people like you. And at the point you were even somebody who would tell me what to do technically, because you know, I was not technically sound at the point.
We all grew and learned from somewhere.
I was just an advocate, an activist. But when it comes,
they are both medium-sized people. Don't worry, they are both medium-sized. So let me show it in full.
Come on, stop it.
Let me show it in full.
Come, let's not break this conversation.
You know, so I think it's just I'm just thankful that our path crossed, and you know, and this is what we can be here today after like 15 years or 20 years. We are here today talking about success stories.
Yeah.
And when we started, then, you know, who know us? You from
Jorabadia,
Batula.
Yes.
Imagine. We would think that we get to where we are today. But today we are here and in one of the best cities in the world, New York, and we are still contributing.
Stars of
touching life.
Slum.
We continue to touch lives. You know, street credibility is there. You know, and it matters.
Yes.
It matters.
I can feel that. You know, for me,
Yeah. So it's not gainsaying to say we are celebrating ourselves, and this is what we should do. We should do it often, and there are a lot of ghetto champions out there that are screaming for attention. You know, but the fact that, you know, our government do not see that potential, that potential in focusing on people at the grassroots.
Yeah.
People like us then who wanted to do everything to contribute, but because there are no support, we cannot do anything. You know, we need government support in the grassroots. People who have ideas, people have the zeal to do something
and transform their community.
You know, it should be bottom up, not top bottom.
So I want to ask you something specific. Yeah.
So again, in that light, I want to celebrate Darwin too. You know, Darwin was is somebody I always love working with. His humility is out of this world.
I can argue a lot.
I'm humble.
His humility is out of this world. You know? And I have the privilege of working with him. He was my assistant. We share the same office. We share a lot. You know,
we talk alone in private.
You know,
in our small office room.
Personal things, professional things, family things.
Yes.
We're just like brothers and
I mean, that's the kind of person I want to work with. Someone I can easily relate with as my boss, as my friend, as an advisor, as someone I'm not scared to open up what is going on with. Because some people, you'll be like, I just work with them, they are boss. They don't really care much about what you do, but it's really, really inspirational.
Yeah.
So.
Every press.
You know, so for me, I think Darwin is somebody who you know, if you have this mentality, there's no way you cannot make it in this world. You just need that right mentality and the right attitude and the right character. Nothing can stop you.
Thank you.
You've heard people say your attitude will determine your altitude in life. It's a fact. You understand? The matter, and this man has those attitudes, and that was what I saw in him the first day we spoke, and I told him I want to work with you. About 10 years ago. Today we are here in New York together again, and we continue to work in the same organization.
Struggle continues,
and it continues. Still continue to help people, and I tell you, there are a lot of Darwins in Nigerian slums. There are a lot of victors. In
Badia,
yes, in Nigerian Badia,
Kamals,
in Nigerian slums, begging for attentions, and these are potentials. Why do you think if we travel, we make it everywhere? We have this, you know, the zeal, the spirit, you know. So thank you guys, and I really appreciate. But this is impromptu. I never expected
surprise,
this. You made me miss my
your club is playing, right?
No, it is Man U.
Okay, Man U. Our Chelsea win. So, Mr. Audu, I really want to ask you about. I've seen a lot of people who are passionate about doing humanitarian work, helping people in the grassroots, and for some couple of years they get tired of doing it. But I've known you for more than 20 years working in the same field, and you never seems to get tired of doing your continuous humanitarian support, providing technical support, bringing people up, you know, mentoring people, transforming their lives. What is the zeal? What give you that? What is that? What's that inspiration?
Man, this is a very, I don't know, as simple as the question is, I'm finding it hard to answer. But I will just say, what I will say is, you know, the zeal is born out of my, how do I put it now? My resolve to ensure that I contribute, right? I want to always contribute. I have this, you know, this attitude of, what can we do? Differently. What can we do? Instead of complaining, what can we do? You know, I started organizing way back in Batula.
Yeah, sure.
You know, when we organized for Fanti, when we organized ourselves, you know, and this is how I started. So everywhere I find myself, there's this zeal in me to work with people, find solutions to problems. Okay, what's going on here? What can we do? You know, and that led me to creating my own organization, helping people create organizations, co-founding organizations in Nigeria, you know, in the grassroots. And that's why I said there are people in this grassroots where development should start who are ready to work. But because the government does not see the potential of investing in these people and the advantage of investing in people at that level, if we have, you know, we were both involved in HIV work.
Yes.
We were both involved in the youth work. How many funding did we get from the government?
Absolutely nothing from Nigerian government.
And how do you expect us to perform when we don't have support of the government that created us, that told us to go and work? But instead, we know how they share all this.
The sharing formula.
They even collect money abroad. When they are supposed to go to organizations working, they share it among themselves. This is not news. These are facts. They are there.
So for me, I think that Bachelor and Ebute Metta generally, they are going to miss you, your impact, your work and all that. But since you've been in United States of America, you never even got disconnected from the grassroots. Like your NGO in Ebute Metta, they are doing a lot of work, a lot of transformation. What's the connect? Like, so many people travel and they tend to forget about where they are coming from. But you are more like, you know, you are more like, no, Nigerian me in the blood. Where do they share it? So why do you continue to be this?
Well, to start with, I'm a grassroots person.
Yes.
You know, as a grassroots person, you can be taken out of the grassroots, but the grassroots will always remain in you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so I still have people back in Nigeria in different communities based on my activities and activism while in Nigeria that I'm still connected to. And the good thing is that these days there is internet everywhere. You know, you can connect anybody at any time. So, and we continue to see how we can, you know, cross-pollinate ideas, share ideas, and see what is working, what is not working, how can we domesticate what is working, you know, and see how we can move forward. So that's what we are doing. We are still working on the ground, you know, so we are not used to shouting, right? You know, we
no share, right?
No share.
I don't call the music.
At all.
Oh, that's
just
good.
do our things on the ground. By the time to party, mama read me.
Well, mature.
So I'm like, okay, and that's the way I operate.
So I know that you actually believe in people that have a kind of transformation idea, and one of the musicians in Nigeria that it's your favorite. I think a lot of us know that. So, but for me, I know it's Baba 70 album. So which is the favorite?
You don't see the picture there.
That's about
those are my mentors.
So tell us about what connect you have with Fela Adekunle Kuti, and you are still like doing this impact in humanitarian field.
Yeah, Fela is one of those people who inspired me, in the recent past when I started activism. You know, I love his music, their messages, if you listen to them. And I found out that what our fathers were blind to in those days, he was trying to educate them. Yeah. But he didn't see it. What he spoke about, today people call him prophets.
Yes.
Because what he saw way back, what he was talking about way back, that our fathers didn't see, maybe because they didn't have access to internet and all that. Now we are realizing it. They call him prophets. So his music then was like, mind opener, eyes opener, and they inspire you to like, why is there disparity in some people are rich, some people are poor? It shouldn't be like that. You know, we are all human beings. That's my belief in life.
Yeah.
You know, so he talked about a lot of anomalies in the government. He talked about stealing, corruption way back, but because people felt because of his lifestyle, they tagged him, they stigmatized him, and people thought he's a nuisance, right? But he was speaking the truth, and that's why I really like him. The music is good, the message, and he was a fighter.
So the fact that he smokes weed doesn't make him a useless person. He still has something valuable, brain in him. People shouldn't just look at someone and condemn them in a way.
Yeah. So even the fact that he smokes weed is not an issue.
People make it an issue.
I don't see. No,
that's vegetable, you know.
No, see, it is where we have been so brainwashed to believe that things that are good for our body are not good for our body, and those things that are not good for our body are the things that are good for us. Cigarette is legalized everywhere today. It kills
the body system
more than weed that we talk about. There is research everywhere. Even a lot of countries are legalizing it now. In Canada, it's legalized both recreationally and for medical use. in many parts of in America, many parts they legalize it for what do you call it, for medical use, and some states for recreational use, because they've done a lot of research, they've seen the good in it, and that's why they are doing that. I know it will get to a point in Africa where we start, doing research and understanding the medical goods in it.
Economic value. So back to Fela.
Right? That's not what I'm here to talk about. That was his habit, and I mean, you can't judge him for what of those people who drinks and they're alcoholics.
Yeah. So you think that the way, because for me I see that Nigeria is brain drain, because a lot of activists like yourself and those who are human rights fighters like Darwin, myself and others are also leaving the country because of fear and threats to their life and their existence. So what do you think we can continue to do to make sure that the same problem we're advocating for to be solved in the country is resolved, rather than we just living and then the country still remain the same way?
The truth is, it's not conducive.
Okay.
You can only operate in a conducive atmosphere. When it comes to corruption, you can hardly thrive in Nigeria if you are not corrupt. That's the truth. You can hardly thrive in Nigeria if you are not corrupt. So, it's not a conducive environment. Even if you say you don't want to be corrupt, the system will corrupt you. Right? How can you try? People like me, I never worked in the private sector. It's NGO, in the NGO world. Although there is corruption in the NGO world too, but it's not the way it is in the private sector. Right? So for us, we were thriving because we could do what we wanted to do in our own little way. But if you really want to break grounds, you need a conducive environment where the policies are right, where there is security of life, where there is good infrastructures, amenities and resources. All these things we don't have there. How can we thrive? And that's the more reason why when we come here, because all those things are readily available, we thrive.
Yeah, but let me just jump in a little bit. The rule of Nigeria is already written at the national anthem that says the labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain, which means you have to die to be celebrated as a hero. It is actually the heroes past, not the heroes present. No matter how hard and struggling you are doing right now, you will never be celebrated in Nigeria as long as you are alive and you are a hero. That's why Fela was celebrated only after he's gone.
So I understand your point, and again, I'm just a bit concerned that we have your lives fighting the government to ensure that we have an enabling policy environment that can be suitable for everybody, or inclusive governance process. And we also have a lot of activists as well that are moving around out of the country. Like you have DJ Switch right now, who has also left to Canada for our own personal safety because of the threat from the government for our involvement in the NSAS movement. But nothing seems to change. Even when you left Nigeria, Nigeria still remains the same way you've been struggling.
It's even worse.
It's even getting worse. So what can activists who are in Nigeria right now, or young people who are in Nigeria right now, what can they do differently?
Well, the truth is, like I said earlier, the environment is not conducive when it comes to following the law.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be our right to protest if we feel things are not going right. Now we cannot even protest. If you protest, they kill us.
You get arrested.
Right?
Yeah.
That's one way you can push back. People don't even follow the law. If you say let's use advocacy, the constitutional provision, legislative advocacy to address issues, it won't work. It's not even working. Why? Because that's the conduciveness that I'm talking about. We don't have a conducive environment to try, but what can they do? Now, there are a lot of things we can do. Although it's going to be harder, and we all did this thing. Let's forget the government. Let's see what can we do where we are. Let's start creating awareness of what is going on. Let's start, talking to people in our local government, in our slums, giving them, political education, organizing political education for people to understand their civic rights and their civic duties. And I say it's going to be hard because they have weaponized poverty against people, and they weaponize poverty in Nigeria and they use it against us. That's why you see a politician will come during election to give people 5,000, 2,000, because they are hungry. They will collect that money.
Yeah.
And when they collect that money,
They're selling their conscience.
they are selling their conscience. And you can't blame them. You can't blame most of them, right? Because they are hungry. Accept it. So if this thing must work, we must also look at empowerment programs. Little empowerment programs that can give people financial
Backup.
financial freedom to be able to say, okay, I won't take this 2,000. I can feel it. And because I know my rights, because I know my civic duty, because I know the civic power that I have, I will not collect this, and I'll use the power of my tongue. But we don't do that. Don't it surprise? Is it not surprising that it is our politicians that will, after stealing money, give us money and share money to us during elections? And in advanced countries, even like in the United States, it is the citizens, the people that contribute money for the politicians to run.
Campaign, yeah.
That's why we can hold them responsible. That's why they are accountable. How many politicians are accountable in Nigeria?
If you don't have the money,
So,
you can't even contest.
And in doing this grassroots political education, alongside empowerment, we need to, deliver this education in the local language that our people understand. For far too long, people have been missing messages because we go everywhere, we speak English, right?
Yes.
And what is the percentage of people who are educated in Nigeria? And the funny thing is, when you speak to people in the grassroots, you are speaking English, they won't tell you, we don't understand. They will just tell you they don't want to look like stupid or, they didn't go to school. So we need to localize our own way of doing things. Although I say it works here, whereby at the local level, this is what people are doing, right? Political education. We do it here. We go to churches.
Yeah, sure.
We go to mosques,
yeah,
associations.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Let people know their rights. Let people know what to do when you are faced with police, with ICE and all that. That is to ensure that people know their rights. So we need to do it in Nigeria too, but in our local languages. We do it in Yoruba here. People do it in French, in different African languages. So why can't we do it the same way? If you go to Ibadan, if you gather people, don't speak English. All the material you want to deliver it in
your language.
Yoruba language, where everybody will understand. If you go to Igbo, do it in Igbo
Deliver
language.
it in ABD.
If you go to Ilorin, you deliver it in that's a violation of my fundamental
Although
rights.
Okay.
we will not see results immediately, this is a right step in the right direction.
Yes.
If we can start like this, in the next 10 years, in the next 20 years, we want to see things. That's why we believe so much in miracle. In Nigeria, we don't want to plan.
Yeah.
We want to see things happen at once. Boom,
We
boom.
just go to church, do the Bibles.
That's the mentality. We believe things will happen at the same time, like magic. There is no way things happen like that. Prayers are wishes. They will not come to pass.
They
if
make
you don't
magic,
work.
yeah.
They make you feel good. They give you false hope. But if you don't work, it will not work.
The Bible says prayer
Ìgbàgbọ́
without
láì
work.
ṣiṣẹ́.
The Bible says,
Oguni.
You have to work and pray, not pray and work.
I think-
and we believe things must happen like magic. Olóremi kó gbé wá, and that's another funny mentality. Why should you wait for Olore? Why can't you be Olore for another person?
Oh my God.
Why can't you think that, I want to be Olore for somebody? If you think like that, I tell you, you can't be poor. But if you always think that, Oloremi Gbebo, it's a poor man mentality, and that's what people pray in church.
Right on, Pastor Audu.
No, I'm not here to preach.
Anyway, I think you are an achiever.
Yeah.
At your own basic level. With or without resources, you've done a lot. You've done magic. I used to remember those days when Mr. Audu would just come to my office and say, Darwin, what can we do, like, based on this activity, like, with little or no funding? Mama, little or no funding.
How can we work?
He said, you know what he used to say? He would remember and I said, come up with a concept note.
Yeah.
We just put up a concept note. By the time we put the concept note, we will see. The picture will be clear. We'll be like, when I finish concept note, he'll be like, do logic model. Add logic model. From there, before you know it, things happen. You understand?
I mean, that's to tell you that
You've done more than what a lot of politicians are trying to do.
You don't really need money to start anything.
Okay.
The first thing is the idea.
Okay.
If you can come up with an idea or a
Support
solution,
comes along the way.
then you can start thinking of other things. The idea is the first thing. Even if anybody is going to help you, you need to sell that idea. And by the time you develop it, you sell it to one person, he tells you, this thing can work, come and share. You talk to another person, you say, what am I making my share, but to buy idea. My brother, that's a solution for you. All you just need is the technical ability to gather resources. You'll be surprised at the resources that are surrounding you. All you need is that idea and start moving. But if you are waiting for money before you do anything, my brother, you will wait time.
Oh my God.
Except if your father is Dangote, or he has $10 and has money somewhere. You just tell him, Daddy, I have an idea, I'll give you one. Even if like waste time, if you come back, he will give you an idea.
Anyway, there's one thing I'll pick up in this whole conversation. You can actually learn to be book smart, but then they teach person street smart.
You have to be
street smart on your own. Then they teach person. Look at the meta connections here, like bringing the vibes.
What's your favorite fella music?
Okpo.
Oyapa.
Okay,
Okpo.
just give us
Number one is army arrangement.
Okay, how does that go?
No, but
I really want to dance. Like, I want to dance. Okay. So, show what more fella music now.
Well, only teacher, don't teach me nonsense.
Yeah,
I say teacher, and the lecturer be the same.
Army arrangement is the fact that what he sang in 1975
even happened in
is still applicable today in 2021.
Yeah, we saw that October 2020.
You know,
live. Yeah.
What he talked about and the way the foreign policies, the foreigners, the way they encroach and the way they are stealing from us, the way they are palling with our government,
the westernization.
He was exposing them.
Yeah.
These are the things he talked about in his music. If you don't like him because he's smoking book, I would say look past that. Go and listen to some of his music.
Yoruba used to say, "Baba tori isu depo, asama tori epo jeshu."
Whichever way. Let them go and buy his music. Let them listen to Teacher Don't Teach Me Nonsense, Army Arrangements, right? All the thief people.
International thief.
That's another one. International thief. Confusion.
Yeah, everywhere. Dead body get the accident. Okay.
He's a prophet.
Dead body is that Abba Kiari abi which one? I want to know because it's not configured again.
Okay, guys, it's really a wonderful time and a beautiful movement
connecting
today.
with this mentor.
The Sorosoke team, we are here celebrating with one of our super mentor and the star from the slum in Ebudemeta. Ebudemeta is no longer a slum, it's a big city.
It's a big
and
city, yeah.
This is one of our super Nigerian to be celebrated. He's one of the executive member of the Egbe Omo Yoruba in New York City. Yeah. And he's a super technical person that have been providing technical guidance and mentoring to young people across the globe, both in Nigeria, Africa, and every other place. He works as well with African communities together, where he's been providing leverage for young people to get involved and get mainstream into the system, and he's been giving them that enablement. And of course, I really love the fact that there was one time where in one board and bros just hooked me up to that board, and then when I got to the board, I was like, how many Nigerians did this board? I started counting, and Nigerians on the board were so much, and I cornered him. I said, bro, what did they happen? Why are you bringing all Nigerians on this board? He said, don't worry, we have the capacity, the technicality, the population, everything, so let's be there. I really like you. I celebrate you today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
God bless you. Thank you, guys. If you like the content of the lecture today, you can share it, keep sharing, and you can learn one or two things.
All right.
Thank you. Bye.